Have you ever met someone who confidently speaks on a topic they clearly don't understand? Or perhaps you've hesitated to share your thoughts, doubting your own expertise despite knowing more than you think? This is the Dunning Kruger effect in action, a cognitive bias where people with low ability overestimate their competence, while those with high tend to underestimate theirs. It showcases how ignorance can breed overconfidence. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a bit of a catch-22. People who don't know much about a given subject don't have the knowledge or skills to spot their own mistakes or knowledge gaps. Due to these blind spots, they can't see where they're going wrong, and they, therefore, assume they're doing fine. On the contrary, people who are at the top of their game in a certain subject area don't have the ability to notice their own skill. Since their work comes so naturally to them, they don't realize that other people experience things differently. The ease with which they pick up these skills or knowledge areas blinds them to the fact that the work is more challenging for others. Rather than underestimating themselves, they overestimate that everyone else's abilities match their own. Imagine you and your friend decide to try something new. Separately, you both start learning Spanish. Within a few days, you can say 10 to 15 sentences. You're a bit disappointed and believe you should be able to say more by now. The language comes naturally to you, and having a good grip on it yourself causes you to think it is simple for everyone. Your friend, on the other hand, has learned just a few words. He is amazed by his progress. He doesn't yet have the knowledge and skills to know that he's pronouncing those words incorrectly and forming grammatically incorrect sentences. He's learned much less than you, but his minimal knowledge prevents him from understanding his mistakes. Moreover, his lack of understanding causes him to overestimate his relative ability. His ignorance keeps him thinking he's excelling when he's actually learning at below average speed. As a result of the Dunning-Kruger effect, you may not know what you're good at. You assume that what comes easily to you also comes easily to everyone else. As a result, you are robbed of the ability to spot your own specialties and talents. Moreover, when you feel like you're excelling at something new or challenging, you might accidentally fall prey to the belief that you have stumbled upon one of your talents. In reality, you may just be a poor performer, finally approaching average levels. Being blind to our unique strengths can greatly impact our well-being and mental health. This can give rise to imposter syndrome or persistent feelings of being a fraud. People suffering from imposter syndrome may feel undeserving of their own success, or may worry constantly about what will happen when others realize the truth. The effect can also cause you to become disappointed when your self-recognized talents are not recognized by others. Perhaps you expect an upcoming promotion only to be passed over for somebody else. It's possible that the Dunning-Kruger effect created unrealistic expectations given your job performance, setting you up for disappointment and frustration. The Dunning-Kruger effect hurts our society because it holds talented people back from unleashing their full capabilities. Meanwhile, those who are poor performers overestimate themselves a lot. 3, and may be more likely to pursue leadership roles or other positions of power. Not only are overconfident individuals extremely resistant to being taught, since they believe they know the most, but they are also guilty of sharing the most information, regardless of whether or not the information is well-founded. 1. Can you recall a time when you believed you were highly skilled or knowledgeable in a certain area, only to later realize you had overestimated your abilities? Describe the situation and how your perspective changed over time. 2. On the other hand, have you ever doubted your competence in an area where you actually had a strong understanding? How did this self-doubt impact your actions or decisions? 3. Choose a skill or topic you believe you are knowledgeable about. Rate your expertise on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 equals beginner, 10 equals expert. 4. Now, research the topic or ask a true expert for their insights. Has your perspective on your own knowledge changed? 5. Have you ever encountered someone who confidently shared misinformation or demonstrated the Dunning Kruger effect? How did you react? How could you have approached the situation differently? 6. How can you use this awareness to approach discussions with others more constructively, especially when dealing with differing levels of expertise? 7. Think of a time when you confidently believed something, only to later realize you were mistaken. What led to your shift in understanding? 8. How do you typically respond when someone challenges your beliefs or opinions? Do you listen with an open mind or defend your stance immediately? 9. List 3 ways you can cultivate intellectual humility in your daily life. 10. Identify a mentor, teacher, or knowledgeable peer who can assess your skills or knowledge in a particular area. Ask them for honest feedback. 11. Reflect on their feedback. Were there any surprises? How can you use this input for improvement? Final reflection. Write a short reflection on how these strategies can help you recognize and overcome cognitive biases, improve decision-making, and enhance your personal and professional growth.